Hi guys, welcome to the Citizen channel. I hope you're all staying safe and well. Please, if you are new to this channel, please push that subscribe button. We do everything City, past and present here on these little vlogs, so I do try and inform and entertain, and there's some links on screen as well for Facebook and Twitter where I do post loads of City stuff. So if you follow a friend me on there, I do check every few days and follow and friend everyone back. And if you do get a chance, please have a check out my film and TV channel as well, which I try and inform and entertain on there, and all the latest films and TV drama here in the UK and from around the world. So if you can check that out, that will be fantastic. Anyway, hope you enjoy today's feature. Right, welcome to the very first on its own, The Odds Show, for the Leicester City versus Manchester City Community Shield game. Yeah, we took the odds thing out of the main previews we do, and we're going solo this time with The Odds Show, just so that for those people who are interested, so obviously those people who like the previews without all this sort of betting sort of stuff can watch that, and this is just a little side thing, so we'll have one of these every game. So there could be about 61 games last season, wasn't there? Because there could be quite a lot. And we're going to have a little charity bet as well, just to make things a little better. And I cover all the losses, and obviously anything we win obviously gets added up and toted up, hopefully. We did all right last year on various things, bets and stuff, so I'm hoping for charity it might sort of work. An interesting one today as well, but we'll talk about that later. So please, this is just this is just to give you an idea of what's out there, a bit of extra interest, have a bit of fun, let's see what's out there. Of course, there'll always be a Manchester City leaning thing in this. I mean, although today obviously I do expect an interesting game in the Community Shield, so I sort of put a few little Leicester things in there because I think they might do well in this. I'm not overly confident that we've got a strong enough team out, so there will be a bit more emphasis on Leicester City today. And please, I don't condone gambling. There'll be a little thing on the screen throughout this thing, any bets, please only ever bet what you can afford, and when the fun stops, stop and be gamble aware, of course. So I'll leave the little sign up, but this is just for a little interest, literally bits and pieces. I was just having like a pound here, a pound there. Obviously the charity bet today, which will be featured, will be a £5 bet, but I say that's for a worthy cause at the end of the day if we get successful. So please, just please note that if the fun stops, please stop. As I did, I'll tell you a little bit more about my little gambling things. I was quite into it a few years back, but a little bit more on that when we get to our charity bet thing. So there we go. Anything else to talk about before we start off that? As I say, it's going to be an interesting season, I think, and as I say, it'll always be City leaning, although there's a little bit more on Leicester today for reasons I'll probably talk about while we go through it. Okay, I'll try and keep this to 10 or 15 minutes, so there we go. So all these prices and values are at 2 p.m. Friday the 6th of August, so obviously check around if you fancy any of these, or you've got any of your own things and you think, oh yeah, I'll have a go at that. Right, the match odds, City, you can get 19 to 20, so almost evens, which is normally good on City. If you get anything like that, I'll bite people's hands off. So you look at Sky and William Hill and Bet Victor, you can get 19 to 20 as I'm doing this. The draw's 13 to 5, you can get that with 365, Sky and William Hill. And Leicester, Leicester to win, 3 to 1, that's not a bad price. I like that. That is a good price for Leicester. You can get that at 365. And also you can get 14 to 5 at William Hill and Bet Victor, but I say 365, it's actually 3 to 1 Bet 365. Personally, I thought I would edge perhaps towards the draw, but again with the Leicester victory looks reasonable value at there, but I don't think, as I say, normally 19 or 20 on City I'd bite your hand off, but probably not under these circumstances. There's no first goal scorer and anytime goal scorer markets generally, so I've ignored that today. It will be a regular thing, obviously, throughout the season, but with it a bit up in the air who's going to be playing. I mean, I have an idea of who's playing for both teams, but obviously the bookies don't, so they've edged the bets, I think, with that one. But there may be stuff out there, but as I said, generally, I've not been able to find it. I've looked at summaries, etc. Right, both teams to score, yes, 8 to 13 with 365 in Unibet, and no 11 to 18 with Paddy Power and Betfair. I think the yes. I mean, I can't see both teams not scoring. Can you? I mean, you have been scoring a few. Certainly, City have been scoring a few, and Leicester the last couple of games have scored a few. They've scored 6 goals in their last 2 games as well. So I can't see that being a no. An 8-13 doesn't sound bad value on that, so I wouldn't put you off with that. Correct scores. Here we go for City wins. This is our City, of course. We're talking 1-0 is 8-1, 2-0 is 9-1. 3-0 is 18-1 with Sky. The other 2 you can get, if I don't mention a certain bookmaker, it's generally available at all the major bookies. A 2-1 win, which I sort of am going for either way, to be honest with you. I think it could be 2-1 to City, I could be 2-1 to Leicester, but that's 8-1, a 2-1 for City at Sky and Bet Victors. That's not a bad price. 3-1 is 14-1, and a 3-2 tight game is 33-1 on Sky. So if you think there's going to be a few goals, I mean, that's not unlikely at all. A draw 0-0 is 12-1. I can't see a 0-0 draw, to be honest with you. 1-1 is 6-1. 2-2 you can get 12-1 at Boyles, Sky and Bet Victor. And this is my charity bet. Yes, I'm sorry, I'm going for a Leicester win for my charity bet today, but the price is too big. The price is too big to ignore, and the chance of making almost 60 quid for my charity is just too much to pass up, really. I'm going a 2-1 Leicester win, which shame on me, but hey, there you go. It won't happen much this season. I won't be betting much against City, but obviously with it being for charity, I thought I'd have a plunge on this one. That's at 365, 12-1, but I've actually because, as I said, I used to do a little bit of gambling a few years back, and I had all my accounts closed because I used to win a few quid. I used to win quite a lot of money, to be honest with you, and I did open up accounts in friends' accounts and family, etc., etc. And eventually, they all got closed down because I was quite successful. So obviously at the moment I've only got a couple of buckets I can use. So I'm going to use Betfair. Obviously the exchanges, they're not going to shut you down because you're betting against other punters. So yeah, all my bets for this season will be on Betfair, and I'm going to bet a fiver, and I've got 13.5 on that. So that's 5 at 13.5. So obviously 12.5. If you take that's what it'll work out at, 12.5 to 1 if you like. So a little bit better. I will lose 5% commission, of course, but hopefully, fingers crossed. There you go. That's my charity bet, a Leicester 2-1 win. But if you, obviously, as I said, you can get 12-1 at various bookmakers. 2-0 is 20-1 for Leicester to win. At 3-1 Leicester win is 30-1 at Bet Victor. That's an interesting one. I certainly won't put you off a 3-1 Leicester win either, to be honest with you. A 1-0 Leicester win is 14-1 at Bet 365. Half-time, full-time, yeah, interesting ones. City, half-time, City full-time is 21-10, 2-1. That's not bad. A draw at half-time, City to win is 4-1. That's not a bad little price as well, if you fancied that. A draw and a draw is 11-2 at Bet Victor. Obviously, a bit lower at other bookies. And an interesting one, yeah, Leicester and Leicester. As I said, I'm sort of leaning towards Leicester tomorrow. I don't want to. My heart says no, but my head says yes. It's 11-2, so that's not a bad price. That's probably my favourite prices of the half-time, full-times. That's on Betfair and Bet Victor. You can get that 11-2. That's Betfair Sportsbook as opposed to the exchange. I do all my bets through the exchange because, yes, my sportsbook was closed down as well because I made money on there. But hey, there you go. It's a different organisation, isn't it, within the setup. A draw in Leicester to win is 15-2. So there you go. Some interesting prices there to lift the trophy. So this is just if there's penalties, extra time penalties, etc., etc. City are 1-2 on, which is a little bit prohibitive for. Even if I was confident, which I'm not particularly confident. But again, I mean, it's all I'm sorry, this is getting like a Leicester betting show, this, isn't it? I mean, Leicester at 11-4 with Paddy Power just to lift the trophy. In other words, just to win it however way, penalties, whatever. That's a cracking price. That's not a bad price at all. As a Leicester fan, I'll be lumping on that. And there you go. That's with Paddy Power. Obviously, other people are about 5-2, a little bit less. But that's worth a gander if you say if you're looking to make some money rather than perhaps bet with your heart, which is what I try to do with these things. Goals over and under, over 2.5 is 8-11 with Sky. I think, yeah, it's got to be 3 goals or more, hasn't it? But I mean, both of us have been scoring plenty, so I think that's the best bet, over 2.5 with the goals over and under. Don't know what you think on that. Penalties, yeah, let's have a quick look at penalties. They're always a bit of fun, aren't they? Certainly with City's penalty taking qualities. Yeah, for either team to get penalties, 21-10 with Paddy Power and Betfair. I mean, I think that's an excellent price. I can see a penalty in the game, no problem. I mean, both teams are going to have a go. Certainly Leicester are going to have a go. They're quite sharp, they're quite quick. You only need Diaz to go lumbering into someone, and they've got a penalty, haven't they? So yeah, so even just to get, that's not to score it. That's for either team to get a penalty. That's Paddy Power and Betfair 21-10, excellent price. For City to get a penalty, 7-2. Very possible, and for Leicester to get a penalty, as I said, that's, you know, if Diaz doesn't sharpen up a little bit, that's 11-2 with Bet365. So again, all the good value today is probably with the Leicester things, because obviously people are sort of, the bookies are expecting a City victory tomorrow generally, so yeah, you're getting some interesting prices on Leicester City. To miss a penalty, there you go. I mean, we can't pass this by without having a look at that, have we? City to miss a penalty with Bet365, here we go. 14-1. That's a good one for City, you know, to have a go at City. Although you don't really want to bet on City because it's betting against them, really, isn't it, to miss a penalty? But that's a cracking price. Right, bookings. Yeah, I mean, there's not, surely it's not going to be a Leeds Liverpool Charity Shield battle, is it? You know, where they're kicking hell out of each other. I'm sure cards wise. I mean, obviously Leicester are still suffering after their lad got stretched off against Villarreal the other day. I don't think they're going to be leaving the footing. I can't see any City leaving the footing anyway. So under 2.5. So just 2 bookings in the game. I can't see that. I can't see any more than that. Can you? That's 4-7 with Bet365. I think that's another good price if you fancied that yourselves. Corners, onto corners. Yeah, that's always a hard one. As I say, I think Leicester, I'll go on to something else in a minute, but I think Leicester will fly out of the blocks in this. So over 9.5 corners, yeah, it's 10-11. That's not a bad price. Under 9.5 is 4-5. So you're getting 10-11 at 10 corners or more. So that is not unreasonable. I wouldn't certainly put you off that. And talking about corners, and this is the last thing of the day now. Yeah, the first corner. Yeah, I mean, obviously, again, City are down odds on to get the first corner, but I think Leicester will be flash out of the blocks here. I think they'll be zooming out of the blocks and they'll fire. They'll, you know, I can see them getting the first corner. You can get and this is various bookies. You can get 2-1 on Leicester getting the first corner. So that's worth a look as well. So it's very Leicester orientated today. My apologies. I mean, it won't always be like this. I mean, virtually every game last season I expected City to win, so it was literally looking for value in the City stuff, which wasn't always easy, as you can appreciate. With City, we're always the favourites doing these things, but this was an interesting one because I don't think we are the favourites tomorrow, even though the bookies are making us the favourites. I think most people think Leicester, perhaps with their experience and etc. You know, they've experience as in players playing, if you like, who play together, as opposed to City, who sort of, I think, will end up, if you look at my preview show, obviously, I think they'll more or less start with the team that started against Blackpool, etc., and then take players off and put young lads on. But Leicester have a good bench as well. That's the thing. They've got a really good bench as well of experience. Probably, you know, they're not bludgeoned as many youngsters as City are, so they've got stuff to come off the bench if need be. So there you go. As I said, a bit more Leicester orientated, but a little bit of logic behind it. I say I'm not just done it for the sake of doing it. Yeah, and please have a look at. So if it doesn't go well, if we do get beat, let's hope we get beat 2-1, and earn a few quid for the charity. I'm not actually decided on the charity yet. If you've got any suggestions, hopefully within about 55 to 60 games, hopefully we'll win a few quid. As I said, I'll cover all the losses. So whenever I lose, I'm not going to knock that off the profits. I'll purely say that as a loss against myself. So that makes me work a little bit harder. But and I won't always go in at prices of 12 and 13-1, because obviously, as I say, as the season starts, I do want to make a few quid. I don't want to take too many chances with these fivers that I'm going to put on for charity. So there you go. But if there's any thoughts on any sort of charities you can suggest for next May when I dish this out, please let me know. So there you go. Let me know your thoughts. Any bets you're having, please let me know what little flutters you might be having. I hope you enjoy this anyway. Please leave us a like and everything, give us a thumbs up, etc, etc. Say this is the first one. Hopefully I can carry on during the season. Obviously, if you could join me for this and you give me your support, that'll be absolutely fantastic. And all I can say is thanks for watching. Right, whatever you're going to do the rest of the day, have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your families. More importantly, let's all look after each other. Till we meet here again on the Citizen channel, or perhaps have a flit across, have a look at my film and TV channel if you want to have a rest from football, inform and entertain on there. I only ever ask one thing of you. Please stay safe, Blues. Come on, City. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.